Well, here we are at the end of the year 2015. So a whole bunch of games were released this year, and yeah, a whole bunch of games from previous years are also played this year. So yeah, that's something. Anyway, hello, I'm Damien from Game Innovator, and yes, in this video I shall be bringing you the top games of 2015 chosen by you, the viewers. So these weren't necessarily games that were released in 2015, just the best ones that were available at the time. Because as we know, the best stuff is not always the latest stuff. But anyway, with that in mind, we'll go on to game number 6 out of 6. Yes, anyway, it's going to be Explorer 1, developed by myself for originally for the site Ton of Games, and yeah, that was developed in the year 2000. It was then later transferred to my Game Innovator site by myself, obviously. And yeah, it's a pretty nifty little platformer. You play as a cube, you do some exploring, you just basically try to survive going from one screen to the next against some rather horrific enemies and obstacles. Coming in at number 5, we've got Pokemon Fire Red. It's a quite a dandy little Game Boy Advance game, I believe. It was released some time ago, but it's still quite a classic. There are some mods, hacks, etc. for it available nowadays that changed in various ways. But yeah, at its core though, it features the classic, well, basically catching and battling Pokemon gameplay that we've grown to love. And yes, I'm sure that the future is looking somewhat bright for the Pokemon series. We'll have to see what the latest ones will bring. So coming in at number 4, we've got War Thunder. So that's a World War II themed vehicle combat game. So you basically try to capture objectives and blow up other vehicles as a result. And at the moment it's only got airplanes and ground vehicles available, but eventually naval units will be coming out. And yeah, it's not bad actually. You don't have health bars or anything like that, thank God. Instead you've got separate components that can be damaged, similar to Men of War in some ways. So yes, you basically, I mean, you can hit a tank millions of times, for example. Well, maybe not millions, but quite a few times. And if you're only hitting non-critical components, then yeah, you could potentially take all these hits actually without blowing up. So that's something to keep in mind. It's a free-to-play game, but the pay-to-win elements are not particularly extreme, especially compared to other free-to-play games. So yeah, I reckon you can have a short bursts of fun, regardless of whether you're premium or a free user. So my recommendation, of course, is to be a free user. So there you go. Coming in at number 3, we've got Super Mario on the Sony PlayStation. So this one was this non-existent game was recommended by Scott Summers. Its implementation of the steering wheel on a sci-fi first-person shooter is genius. It has stunning new age graphics, great storyline. It's simply immaculate. So yes, a bit of a little known game, but yes, of course we have to put it up there anyway. So there you go. Coming in at number 2, we've got Fallout 4. So this one is made by Bethesda, just like Fallout 3. Keep in mind that Fallout New Vegas was actually made by Obsidian, if I remember correctly. Yep, Obsidian Entertainment. And yeah, generally, from what I can tell anyway, it's much better than both Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, but I mean, what the hell? In my opinion, Fallout 4 should have been developed by Obsidian Entertainment, but I mean, for a Bethesda Works title, it's not bad. It's not as good as Fallout 3 just yet. From what I've read about it, the main storyline is not particularly good. The dialogue is even worse than Fallout 3, which is hard to believe, but there you go. And yeah, you don't get any particular choices of how things overall play out, like in, say, Fallout New Vegas. I mean, hell, even in Fallout 3 they do give you some choices. But what the hell, I mean, it's still early days for Fallout 4, so once the full version of it is released with, well, in terms of DLC and all that, and yeah, once mods come in to hopefully fix up as much as possible about the game, what the hell, it might end up becoming better than Fallout 3 and almost as good as Fallout New Vegas. I suppose if we were to look at the good points about it, I suppose you could say that it's got better gunplay and customization, so yeah. I suppose if you want that sort of stuff, then it's got that for you. And coming in at number one voted game, The Witcher 3. So this one isn't such a surprising entry really in the grand scheme of things. Developed by CD Projekt Red and also published by CD Projekt. It's a high fantasy action role-playing game set in an open world environment. So it's not too shabby, it's got some action in it, it's apparently got sex scenes, from what I've heard. So there you go, but apparently it's still allowed on Steam, which is interesting because if you put in, well, if a visual novel is released on Steam that has even suggestive scenes, then apparently Valve is all over that and trying to restrict it as much as possible, and just it's kind of ridiculous, the double standards, but what the hell, yeah, The Witcher 3, that is what we're supposed to be talking about, and yeah, apparently it's not such a bad little game. Haven't played the series myself. If I do play it at some point, I'll probably be playing Witcher 1, then 2, then maybe 3. We'll see what happens, but yeah, there you go, that's apparently the number one game, so bit of hack and slash action there for you. Now time for the bonus, which is basically just going to be me choosing the best games that I think are the best games of 2015 from the list of games that people have voted for, and unsurprisingly that's going to be Explorer 1 and Pokemon Fire Red. And as an additional bonus on top of that, I'm going to be presenting this fine and dandy artwork that I made that I think sums up both of the games pretty nicely. So there you go, quite spiffing indeed. So there you have it, that's 2015 closing shortly. Yeah, not sure what's going with that, but anyway, we'll be going onwards to 2016 a couple of days when this was recorded, although I'll be releasing this most likely at the very end of 2015, so that's when you'll be seeing it. As for 2016, what have we got to look forward to? Well, it'll be interesting to see what will happen with oil prices, especially with the lifting of sanctions on Iran, and of course Iraq lifting their production, so that'll be something to see. I'm sure there'll be more madness in worldwide stock markets, and in terms of video games, well, I suppose there'll be Blade Kitten Episode 2, which is going to be, well, technically it was released in 2015, but showcasing it on this channel in 2016, and I don't know, maybe there'll be some good mods coming out for, say, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas as well. So yeah, good stuff to look forward to. So until next year, yeah, this has been Damien Davidovich signing off.